Welcome, my friends. It's Southern Sunday lunchtime. We're having a dandy Southern Sunday lunch today. Going to start out with this little fella right here. It's a little straight neck squash. Now, there are crooked neck and there are straight neck. This is a straight neck. This did not come out of our garden. We don't have any of ours bloom for some reason.
They're blooming. They just think
I don't think we paid the preacher enough or something.
I think that's our problem.
Something ain't right. We ain't getting no victuals. This was a friend of ours sent these, and they're wonderful. We are so thankful.
His grandson raised that. Young grandson.
I think so, yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to just cut these up just in round circles, because if they're bigger, you can chunk them up. When you get up here a little larger, you can chunk them. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just cutting. This is the reason people like straight neck, because these little pieces here are so good and tender, and they're so easy to fry up, and they're the little medallions. So you get more neck with a straight neck, and they're easier to cut. Crooked neck are crooked, but they are still that. But see, now you start getting up here a little bigger, you're going to start having some seeds. Now in here, I only have buttermilk, and I'm going to put a little salt, a little pepper in my buttermilk. And this is just going to coat these, and then I'm going to roll in a little bit of cornmeal and a dash of flour, and a little bit of what? Y'all guessed it. Cornstarch to hold this breading on these beautiful squashes. That's what we're going to do. Now when we get up here a little bigger, I'm going to see what the seeds look like. We may do one or two things, and I'll tell you in a minute when I hit the seeds. See, these are still holding their own. There's the seeds. See there? Them big seeds. So I'm going to cut him in half at this point.
I was going to show him my potatoes.
These are Mama's potatoes. These come right out of her garden.
And I'm going to pick out these least ones here and wash them up real good and throw them on my beans.
And that's how you get new potatoes. This is because you gravelled them.
Well, these I pulled up because the vines of storm and stuff had messed them all up. And they was getting over in my tomatoes. But
that's what they call new potatoes.
And the first ones I did gravel with my fingers. It's new potatoes.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to use your fingers. That's just Mama.
Or a fork.
You can use a spade, a fork, whatever. But it's just the new potatoes before you have completely dug your potatoes and rolled them out, when they're still got growth left in them, they call that new potatoes. And you get them by digging them out a little bit early, and people put some on, and they're usually a little bitty circular. And people,
my red potatoes is mixed with my Yukon Gold, because that is red and this in yellow.
Oh, there you go. So I'm going to dish those out. See there? Dishing out the seed pod red. This side may not be as deep because it don't quite look like it. I'm just using a little soup spoon and just. Let me show you here. Come down here closer. Come on down here. Let's see. So you can just use this and just take your spoon, cut right up that seed pod. You can do this with a cucumber too. Any kind of squash or anything that has a little seed bed. You're not going to cut yourself with a spoon unless you have awful sharp spoons. So it's pretty safe. You just go in there and get that seed bed out, rake it straight out with that spoon, and look how clean. And that's what you're looking for, a good, clean. There's quite a bit of seeds in this squash. The bigger they get, the more seeds they have. A lot of people like to pick them when they're just real tiny and tender. You don't get as big a squash, but you get a more tender squash. And now I'm just going to cut these up. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one in half again. So now you're just going to have these little moon pieces. Cut him in half and keep on cutting. It's good and tender. There's no big knots on it. If they get too big, they'll get big old gourd-like knots on them. But this is still tender. You could eat these raw on a salad if you wanted. These are very good raw. If you haven't ever tried them on a salad, try them because they're delicious. They're tender. I love them raw. I love them on a salad. You sprinkle a little salt and pepper on them. You can dip them in ranch. You can eat them just like you would a cucumber or something. It's raining here. We started out with AD day. We've ended up with a rain day again. We've had rain going on a week now. I know we need it or we wouldn't get it, as they say, but I'm ready for a fully sunshine day. And I don't know what the rest of the day will bring. It's thundering, and we may not even make it through this broadcast with the electricity or what little bit of internet we carry here. So there we have it. Let's come down here and check it out. So I'm just going to fold this into that buttermilk very gently. I'm not going to pour any more buttermilk because I don't want to waste my buttermilk, because all I'm looking for is just a coating, and I'm getting that with that little bit I used in here. Just going to take me a minute to roll it. I'm going to put a little bit more salt and a little bit more black pepper. This is just table pepper. Just like this. You can do zucchini this way. You can do okra this way. Yellow squash this way. Any kind of vegetable, really. Yesterday, after breakfast, we had a really large squash. It was about that big, around, about that long. And I took the skin off from it, hollowed it out like you see me do with this, and I put brown sugar and cinnamon, put y'all's brown sugar cinnamon combo on it, put a little bit of brown sugar on it. No, y'all's is white. Well, maybe you'll get that one. Y'all's, and this is okay for a dog, a piece of squash is good. Y'all's is white sugar and cinnamon, and then I added brown sugar and butter and baked them in the oven. They were delicious, weren't they, Mama?
Oh, yes. They look great tasting.
They were delicious. Now, this is all you're looking for, just coated. And so those are coated. Mama she's going to make cornbread in a minute, and she'll get the cornmeal out, and we'll baking powder in the, not baking powder, cornstarch and the little bit of flour, and that will coat all that, and it'll hold on there wonderfully.
That is good. Oh, Lord, it's not oatmeal. Cornmeal.
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 Okay, I'm going to set that over to the side, and I'm going to work on, I'm going to take these seeds off of here because I don't want them to end up in my coleslaw. I'm going to work on the coleslaw.
Here, if you'll give them to me, I'll send the garbage over here.
Mama, I'm just glad you're home. I ain't had no help at all.
You ain't had no help?
I ain't had no help.
Oh, I
They
say.
can vouch for me. I didn't bring nobody in to replace you while you was gone.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I was kind of worried on
Was
that line a little bit that just got
How worried was you, Mama? Shaky?
shaky worried.
Was you shaky?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you, Mama. I don't believe it even crossed your mind. I'm drinking coffee this morning. I'm a Gettysburg 1863 cup. Mama brought me. I've made this before. Got some new viewers on here. So we're going to make it again. Y'all right with that? Shh. A little bit of cold sauce. I'm going to start with some sugar. Now, these amounts will vary because it depends on how much coleslaw you're going to make. I ain't making very much, so I'm putting about a good heaping tablespoon in here. This is red wine vinegar. This is just Great Value brand. You can get all kinds of brands. And I'm going to put equal parts sugar and red wine vinegar, which would be about another heaping tablespoon. But now you can use 2 tablespoons if you're needing a bigger amount. Don't drop your lid in there. Y'all slide over here just a little bit. I have to reach for a paper towel. Alright, so this is just red wine vinegar and sugar. Excuse me! That pepper took a while. But when I shook pepper a while ago, I thought, that's gonna make me sneeze.
You talk too soon with my mom and daddy. So.
Talk too soon. After you sprinkle pepper?
No, if something happens, you'll say, that ain't happened in ever, and it'll happen.
Oh, spoke too soon. I'm gonna use some more. A little bit of black pepper in my coleslaw mix, a little bit of salt, and of course some Dukes. I use Dukes. I used to just use Dukes. Then y'all introduced me to JFG, and then sometimes we do go with store brand if we don't have Dukes. But if we have it, I like to go with it. But this is for coleslaw, and we want it because you're going to be tasting that wonderful salad dressing or that mayonnaise, because coleslaw doesn't get cooked. We don't put a lot of seasoning in it. So whatever salad dressing you use, it can affect your overall experience.
You have yourself to use.
No. Pepper's making me cough. Pepper's making me sneeze. I'm going to have to whisk this. I can tell you right now. One of y'all sent me this. I found it to be a handy dandy little mixer. It whisks it without having to sling it everywhere. So if you're using a little amount in a small bowl, this will work it. It whips it up nicely. Well, I'll tell you what I've done. I've made way too much for this little dab of slaw I'm going to make. I was making for the Army.
Oh, wow. You wanna...
Yeah, I'll just put it in there.
Here's this little jar.
Oh, that'll work.
And I'll give you the lid in just a second.
This is just a little salad dressing jar. Had some blue cheese in it at once upon a time.
Here's the lid it goes to, I think.
I made plenty. Because I think I really just need about half of what I made. We're going to set it aside anyway. Now, what on earth is Mama doing over here? Mama, tell us what you're doing. You've got them potatoes and you put them in.
Right here, I've got it on top of my beans.
So those are the potatoes, and they're on top of her beans, and those beans are already cooked. And she's going to let them potatoes heat, and we'll be ready to eat.
Pulled off the vines last night. I broke them.
That sounds wonderful, Mama. Now, we're not having carrot slaw today. Mama won't let me overdo the carrots. But she's working on that. Now, those beans were green this morning. Those are the ones that you seen us picking off yesterday. And they were green.
I washed them.
Sorry for the noise. Come over here, Mama. Come over and tell them what you did. I'm going to stop. When you get over here, come on.
All I did was pulled them off and I set it and broke them. And I put them in the refrigerator last night in bags. And I took out enough for us a mess. And washed them this morning. And got them ready and put them on, let them cook a little while before I went to church. The others is still in the refrigerator. I'm going to try and can them tomorrow. So that's what they are, and we got them all. I got them all broke up last night and everything. So we're ready to go and can now.
This is not the cabbage that our neighbor gave us. Hers is much prettier, and I'm going to probably make it with some kielbasa this week. I may make coleslaw of it, but this is something I already had in there. Does I give this one to you, Mama?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to have garden stuff. Squash out of somebody's garden, cabbage out of that. Potatoes and green beans out of ours.
Hot cabbage.
Everything sounds good. I hope it
I can't wait to eat that cabbage that she brought because it just smelled good. It looked good. It was so delicious. I love having good neighbors, and we have the best neighbors. Our whole little area here is blessed with good neighbors. Now, I use these outer pieces, and I will use those right back over my cabbage like this. Now this, we just open. I'm going to put this in a fridge smart so it'll last a little while longer. That's the name of the game. Make it last. Make it last. That looks like that could be a little cord right there. Let's take that part out. I don't want that. I may have already overdone it on the slaw. You know, it's been so long since I made coleslaw, I've forgotten how to make a small amount. I always reset to large amounts. If I start making small amounts of something, and I do it once, maybe twice, and I do good at it, and I think, well, you can do that now. You just made a little bit of baked beans, and that worked out real good. My default set is huge amounts, because I've always cooked in large amounts. We've always had a lot of people here, off and on, and we've always cooking at restaurants and stuff like that, so it's hard to cook a little bit. Some of you will say, some of you out there know what I'm talking about. You've had big families, and now it's just you and your spouse, and you're thinking, I just can't cook a small amount. It takes practice, and it takes remembering every time. Let's go small, let's go small. It ain't as easy as you may think, but it can be done. This is the easiest way in the world to make coleslaw. I used to. I hardly ever wanted coleslaw because I did not want to make it. Mama would say, you want coleslaw? And I say, if you'll grate it, you might want it. If you don't, I ain't fooling with it. I wouldn't grate it for it. True story. So we got this little jewel. This is Tupperware. It's so quick and so simple, so easy. This is one of the first things that they went on sale when Mama became a consultant. And so that month, this is what the sale was. So we got one. A lot of people got them. And I couldn't do without it. This is one of those things in the kitchen. What could you not live without? I could probably go without a knife before I cook this. And you know how often I use a knife. But this little chopper, it really does do all that it says. We make chow chow in this, or squash relish, Mama calls it. And it saves the day, don't it, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
And like coleslaw, you seen me put those globs of cabbage in there? You seen I pulled 3 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 times.
I loved it so good that
And look at that.
I got both of my sisters one, and I'll tell you, they love it as good as I do.
Yeah.
They both love it. I said, it's the handiest thing it was.
You love it. Now, they're not on sale. We're not trying to sell y'all one. We're just talking about it. It's just a product review. They will be on sale again sometime, I'm sure. When they do, I'll tell y'all. But they're wonderful. Supersonic chopper. All right. Now, these blades are sharp.
Very sharp.
Have you been cut with one, Mama?
Yeah, you know, I flipped it when I was drying.
And Mama, I don't think it's got enough carrots in it.
Well, you can put a few more.
Can I?
Yeah.
You gonna judge me?
No. Wouldn't judge you for the world. I also.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm putting cornmeal in here now. I'm going to get my bread in so it'll be a bacon. Cup of cornmeal. And I'm going to put about a half a cup of flour. Trying to get to it over here. Now I've got that done. Get my bowl I've got out over here. I'm going to add a big country egg to it.
Country egg coming up.
Country egg. That's what I'm going to do next.
Well, I ended up having to pour some of this back in here to
Well,
get
if
it
you have
creamy.
to pour it all, it don't matter. We'll just wash the bottle.
Just getting it creamy.
Put my egg in. Big it up, and then I'm going to add my buttermilk. And I don't measure buttermilk. I just pour and shake.
Really,
Shake
before we started fixing stuff for y'all, we didn't measure much of nothing. It's a family tradition. I'm putting a little bit of Duke's in here. Sometimes at the end, you need it for your coleslaw, just plain mayonnaise to cream it up.
Get a little bit of water because that buttermilk's so thick. When it says whole buttermilk, it means
Whole.
whole thick buttermilk. Whoa. I believe Brenda Gant done that.
I was sure to say. Mama's getting like Brenda Gant was. Brenda says she done that a time or two in her life. When she done it, I thought, I've done it too, Brenda. We've all done that. If you cooked any, you have the lid on something, you give it a good shake. Mm-hmm.
But I know they're good. All I'm going to do is try to get it mixed up good here. There it is. And I'm just going to...
And that's the consistency of it. You want it to be like a loose pancake batter. You want it to be not thick and not runny. Just right, as they say. Isn't it, Mama?
Yeah, I'm going to bring the skillet over here and get it. I started to lay the pot holder down. I better take it with me.
Can't lose your pot holders.
I can't get this skillet out with that one, that's for certain.
Let's move out of Mama's way. She's fixing to come up here with a hot iron skillet.
It's not really hot. I've not had it in there long enough. I forgot it.
Nope, it wasn't hot enough.
Nope. Didn't have it in there long enough.
But it's starting to bubble a little bit.
I was peeling, doing other stuff, and didn't get my skillet in there soon. It's a coming around.
It'll be all right. You can do it that way. It won't hurt a thing. You just, when you put it in there hot, it bubbles up around the edges, and it browns instantly. I mean, it just starts cooking as soon as you pour it in there, and that's what you're kind of looking for.
That's got that done.
I did have a little bit left after I kept adding.
Good.
Mama, I'm gonna slice a tomato.
Okay, give me one and I'll get it washed.
I can.
Are you going to use the buttermilk anymore?
I don't think I am.
Get some of that cleaned up off on there.
I don't reckon buttermilk is in my. I'm through. I ain't done nothing else.
Uh-oh. There's your
I'm gonna
tomato.
slice a tomato, and then I can say, Mama's fixing the rest of it.
Let me have that blade if you don't care. I don't want you to. You through with all of that?
I'm gonna have to get the cutting board back. I'll get it in a second. I gotta clean up. Woo, Mama, you wouldn't like this mess over here. Cabbage makes a mess. I've never worked with cabbage that didn't have a mess. You know, you all may be better at it than I am. Cabbage makes a mess. Even with the chocolate, you're going to have a mess with some cabbage. Let's clean as we go. That way we ain't got no big mess when we get through. Paper towel. There's that mess. I'll put this in a fridge smart and I'll use this for garbage.
I'll take it.
You gonna take that?
I'm going to try to. You'll put the odd pieces on.
Odd pieces on. Well, there's an odd piece just fell in my hand from something.
That's good.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, I'm cleaned up. Cleaned up. You'll hand me that. No, that ain't a fridge smart. That's just another.
That's in the drawer. I'll have
That's a green lid. I thought it was a fridge smart.
No.
I'll lay it right here, and I'll
It's
fill it up.
the
Now.
drawer of those.
We're good to go anyway. All right, y'all stay right here. Don't you move. Watch my coleslaw while I'm going.
Where are you going?
I gotta get a cutting board.
I got you one. I'm washing it.
Oh, you're bringing that back?
Yeah.
Well, look at you, Mom. I thought I was gonna have to
I
Start
cleaned it
over.
up, washed it, and here you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mama.
See, you have missed me, have you?
I have missed you. That's some good service. All right. This is a homegrown tomato from someone's home. Not an. This is called a, help me, Mama, Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Purple?
Heirloom Cherokee.
It's heirloom purple Cherokee. You can see where it gets its name. I'm going to come right down here and let's cut them up. This is heirloom purple Cherokee. And we're just going to eat it just on our plates. We had a bologna sandwich last night with one of these on it. And boy, was it good, wasn't it, Mama?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Boy, it was good. Some of y'all claim my knife ain't sharp. John, sharpen your knife. And I'm like, I cut tomatoes with my knife. Does that not tell you all it's sharp? If you're a cook, you know it takes a sharp knife to cut a tomato. Now, I know Rada and different, they have tomato knives. This is not a tomato knife, folks. This is just my Tupperware French chef knife, and it cuts these tomatoes just like filleting them. I have no problem with them. But people are all the time accusing me of not having a sharp knife. I think it just because I'm awkward. And they're like, he's cutting that weird. I don't know what it is. But I get accused of it. But this knife is sharp. Or he couldn't cut a tomato, I'll tell you that. Look at that beauty. Now that's what it's supposed to look. That's the purple. And it tastes delicious. Look at that. I'm just going to leave him right there on the cutting board. Now this little piece here. Do you all do this? When I have this little extra piece left, I eat the tomato off of it. Let me just make that clear. When I have that little piece left on a homegrown tomato, I go over and get the tomato. Especially the first ones. Ain't that awful that you're such a tomato person that you think you can't even let that little bit of tomato go in the garbage? I love them. I love them almost as much as coffee. The cornbread's already bubbling. I can see it over there. Coleslaw's made. Tomatoes sliced. What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this in some cornmeal. Here, I'll let y'all look at that beautiful purple Cherokee tomato till I get back. And we'll check Mama's pan. And they're done. Potatoes are done, beans are done. Just gonna let them cook. Put them on low and slow, simmer them out. This is a yearly treat. When it comes time to garden, gather the garden stuff, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to get green beans and new potatoes. That's like a gift. Now here we go. So here is our little bit of squash. So what we basically have done, we've set up a dredge. This is our buttermilk. Here is our cornmeal. Going to put about a cup of cornmeal. And our flour. Well, I don't have the cornstarch. Gotta have that. That's what's going to hold our goodie on there. Come on now. Cornstarch. And we're just going to put a little bit of flour. About 4 tablespoons of flour. That just helps that adhere to the veggie. There's that. And cornstarch, I'm just going to put about a good 2 tablespoons. A good 2 tablespoons will be enough cornstarch. This is just cornstarch. We use a lot of it, so we keep it here on hand. Okay. See if we keep the canister with just cornstarch. Now you just want to blend this together, and I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. Remember, I've told you before, whatever you put in your buttermilk and your dredge, you want to put similar in your dry dredge. So if you put salt, pepper, put salt and pepper over here. Now I am going to add just a douse or 2 of y'all's ranch. This ranch is a seasoning, it's not just a dressing. It's got tons of seasoning in it. And it just makes your dredge good to me. As they say, John puts ranch on everything. Not the liquid dressing, just the powder. I put it on chicken, I put it on pork chops, I put it on a lot of stuff. You just want to mix this up good, incorporate all the flavors. Your salt, your pepper, your little dash of ranch, your cornstarch, your flour, your cornmeal. Now this is a basic dredge for a lot of things. And I'm going to put my squash in here. I'm just dipping spoonfuls of it in there. And then I'm just going to cover it.
You set my beans off.
I did. Beans and taters are done.
Did
So
you
now,
check the potatoes with the fork?
Mama, you're asking so many questions, and I have so few answers. No, I didn't.
Give me the right answer and I won't ask.
Boy, she's rough, she's tough, she's back. I did not fork them, but I looked at them. I eyeballed them.
Well, you gotta remember these are Yukon Gold.
I figured you'd be back in a second, Mom. I figured you wasn't gone for good. So that's the pieces. These bigger pieces will be easier to find and then easier to see. This is the process. Drain them. You want to pull them apart because they'll stick together. You want all sides to get a little bit of that flour and a little bit of that cornmeal and all those goodies. This is just the way it goes, folks. This is the whole process of frying frying squash. And you dredge it out just like this. And you keep on keeping them. Mama, what are you doing? They may want to see what you're doing more than this boring stuff. Because this is just all I'm doing.
I'm going to do chicken.
All right. Mama's got chicken ready for y'all. Whoop! Y'all just about took a nosedive into the coleslaw. That would have been a revolting development. Y'all probably wouldn't have liked it.
Mama probably wouldn't like it because it'd be all in my coleslaw and I wouldn't want to eat it.
My phone?
Yeah.
Mama, you would worry about the $3 bowl of coleslaw over my phone. I would definitely be more worried about the phone.
You would. Yeah, I would too, the phone, but I wouldn't eat the coleslaw because you handled that phone.
Priorities. Mama's worried about the coleslaw. You've handled that phone, she said.
Well,
I wouldn't be able to eat the coleslaw. I'd be sick. I'd be, oh, my phone. I don't know if my phone is coleslaw proof or not. It's supposed to be water resistant, but I don't know about coleslaw resistant.
Oh, they wouldn't hurt it. It didn't wipe right off my face.
Oh, she's got high hopes.
Can I use the same? You got that in cornmeal though, don't you?
What?
Your stretch.
You can use this stretch.
I wanted just flour on the chicken. I don't want cornmeal.
Oh, picky. This is mostly cornmeal, Mama.
I know it. Don't want it.
Well, you can't have it anyway. I was going to be selfish and not let you use my cornmeal stretch. How do you know cornmeal wouldn't be good on chicken?
It probably would be, but I just don't want it.
Mama, you're going to have to move them canisters. These folks can't see through them.
I'm going to move them right now as soon as I get my stuff out here.
This is the process, folks. I know it ain't all excitement. Nobody ever said, John, you and Mama need to calm down the excitement.
No, that's not one of the things. We're just plain simple.
But this is what happens whether you're here or not.
Day.
This is what happens whether y'all are here or not. It has to be done. All this food prep takes time.
And I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in it.
So that's flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Here's your little sprinkle of that. And here's your salt and your pepper. Okay. You gonna put anything else in that?
No, I'm gonna.
Now I would put a little red pepper flakes in it. That's good in it. And I would put a little bit of Southern Secret in it. Just because that's good in it.
You through with the cornmeal?
I'm through with everything, Mama. I'm quitting. I'm quitting. I've made coleslaw, cut a tomato, cut up a squash, dredging the squash. Woo! I'm tired.
You're tired?
I've overworked. Don't like it. Mama, you hurt my feelings in front of my friends.
Oh, bless your little heart.
Bless your little heart, she said. Now that's compassion.
Anything you say in the South, if you'll say bless your heart afterwards.
And most of the time, it's just the opposite of what you're really saying. It's mean I would like to say something ugly, but I'm gonna say bless your heart instead. Ain't that right, Mama?
Mm-hmm. You can say, she surely looks tired. Bless her heart.
Then it makes it sound like you ain't throwing off on her.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want to say something, you say, land sakes alive.
Mm-hmm.
She looked tired. Bless her heart.
Sick.
Or land sakes alive. He couldn't even do that. Bless his heart.
Instead of saying, like, he's so lazy, he won't do that.
Mama, what would you say about it?
What?
They ain't worth
the salt that goes in their bread.
That's right. Mama says that all the time. Why, he ain't worth the salt that goes in his bread.
If he can't work no better than that, he's pitiful.
You ain't always talking about me, are you?
No, anybody. You've seen these people that are just absolutely too lazy to breathe?
Granny used to say, why, he's so lazy, he'd hire a cat to breathe for him if he could. Y'all ever heard that one?
My step-grandpa used to say that all the time.
Your grandpa?
Mm-hmm. He used to say,
He's so lazy.
he'd say, I'm so lazy, I'd get a cat to breathe.
Oh, what he said about himself?
Yeah, about himself. He didn't talk about other people.
Oh, Granny talked about other people being too lazy to breathe. Why, she's so lazy, she'd get a cat to breathe for her if she could. Bless her heart.
Bless her heart, that's right.
See how it softens it? You folks that ain't used to that, you will find that a valuable tool. And if people ain't used to hearing you say that, they'll say, well, that was sweet. And you really just saying they're so lazy they can't live. But if you add bless your heart on it, it kind of
You can
softens
say
it.
about anything.
You can say a lot.
As long as you ended it.
And if you really want to just shortcut it, and you don't want to say nothing, but you want to get the same example of your feelings across, you can just simply shortcut it all the way down and just simply say, bless.
But you got to drag out the bless.
Yeah, like if somebody does something, say, I spilled this flour off here. Mama might look at me, well, bless. Meaning, I can't believe you've done that. My goodness. What a mess. But instead of saying that, you go, bless. Well, bless. It's just a southern way of being genteel.
I don't know if it's a genteel or not.
If you was a foreigner, Mama, you know, wasn't a southerner, and you heard somebody say that, you'd say, well, that was mighty sweet. It sounded nice.
I am making a mess, sure enough.
Bless.
Bless this mess.
Look at mine. That's squashes. That's how they started out, that beautiful yellow squash. Now, folks, that wasn't 3 or 4 squash. That was one little squash. So they go a long ways once you start cutting them up. Mama, you have made a mess. Bless your heart.
I'm going to clean it up in a minute.
Bless.
Clean it out fine.
And look at these. Those have to be washed. If y'all try to wash these, oh, you into something then. Them little things, every one of them drops holds 1.5 gallons of water.
Or a cup of flour.
It's like little honeycombs. I wish I had them full of honey. If you try to wash that thing, well, you'll be 3 days and 3 nights drying it. And they get washed every day or two. They're them silicone things. Bless. Mama's made a mess.
I'm going to the sink, and I'll be back to clean up some of it.
She's coming back to clean up this mess, she said. Bless you, Mama. I'll clean it up for you. Folks, we're getting thunder. We're getting wind. It's raining. Maggie ain't a bit happy.
She's hiding in there. She's sure.
She's hiding out. She ain't even tiptoeing through here. She don't care what we're cooking. She don't care what we got going on. She ain't a fooling today. She ain't fooling with none of us. But this is normal on a cloudy day. We're not a cloudy, but a thunder day. Let's drink coffee. Be good. Bless us. Hey, Preston. How are you? Hey, Christine. Hey, Linda. How are you? We love having you here. Video is bad today. It's awful, Tina said. It may be because the storm's Tina, but it looks good on here. If I see it on here, I can sometimes make an adjustment, but I can't a lot of times either. Thunder, rain, windy in Virginia. Yeah, windy. It is the same here. It's the same. Hi, John and Momma from Kentucky. Ava, I bet you got the same weather we have. We share weather a lot of times with Kentucky. Well, enjoy it. All I got is I can't. Got to run. Oh, I see now. Okay, I understand, Sheila. Thank you for stopping in. Come back and see the rest of us. Beautiful in West Virginia today, just getting hot. Nancy, what's what we had this morning? We started out with an AB day. I mean, it was blue skies, sunshine, and I was fooled. It lured me right in through the windows, and it said, we're going to be pretty today, John. And I said, oh, after church, I'm getting out there. I done had some swing set and done, some patio set and, oh, that was lightning. Did y'all see that flash through that room in there? It's lightning and thundering now, folks. It's a lovely Sunday rain, cool temps, love it. I like it too, Alice. I'm okay with it.
It's worse, I think.
Can you hear the thunder roll? Can y'all hear that? I don't know if you can or not.
It shook the windows in there.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, didn't hear it.
That was a long roll. Hot here in Texas. Well, Pam, it'll be hot probably after the storm, but we got some good little storms coming. Rainy here too. Just started watching you. Well, Donna, thank you for watching us. Hope you come back. We ain't always this long. Some things we do quick. Sometimes we do one-hit wonders, but today's a special day. It's the first day of having fresh green beans that were just in the garden last night. Yesterday afternoon, we pulled up the vines. We picked off the beans. Mama set up and broke them all up. And it's just that day that you have a pot of fresh cooked green beans with new potatoes out of your own garden. You can't beat it. Now, we try to substitute through the winter, and we do okay with some canned green beans and some of them cans of potatoes, them little round ones. We'll use those occasionally for our green beans and new potatoes. We had them not too long ago. I think we showed you all. But they ain't nothing like the real thing. They ain't nothing like that day. The lights are starting to blink. They ain't nothing like that day when it's the green bean, new potato day. That's a good day, folks. That's a real good day, ain't it, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
Mama, you ain't washing dishes, are you?
Oh, yes.
I will wash dishes.
I had to make room. This house, I
Oh, she washes as she goes the whole time. Chicken is on. It's browning. I'll take you over and let you see it in just a second. Did you go check on Maggie?
No, I'm not.
If you come over here and sing, I'm going to go check on her.
I was going to go check on this
She told me to go check on Maggie. You should see. Maggie. She gets real nervous. We watch Maggie pretty close. She gets awful nervous. Let's go over here and look at Mama's chicken. It's a brown one. It's a looking good. Mama, we're coming to inspect the chicken.
You're coming to a mess over here.
All right, there it is. Last piece just went in. Looky here, squash.
My grease wasn't hot enough. I had to quit putting it in.
You gotta make sure your grease is hot.
Get that just a soften.
This is that yellow squash. Mama, I'm gonna set them right here and you cook for them. I'm gonna run check on Maggie. I'll be right back. Maggie!
Oh, here it is. This is got more than my skillet will hold, looks like. I've got it on the crowd net, and I say those crowds is skillet. But this one's crowd net.
Check on Mama.
It just takes a while, excuse me, takes a while for it to cook and brown on the side.
When I went in there, she come around through here. It's like, now I can move. I can see you.
Just stir the
I
rest.
open the door. It's coming a good one, as they say.
It is.
Yeah.
I like hurry up and get through. So
The flowers were out there just rejoicing, swaying back and forth.
singing.
I don't know if I heard him song with it, but they was happy.
That probably needs to turn back down. I had it a little too hot. Turn it down just a bit so that'll.
You mean up or down?
I mean up. Just the knob down. That will turn it up.
That was the Mama translation. She said I had it too hot, so turn it down. I knew in my mind what she meant. Turn the knob downward, not the temperature. You want chicken to fry pretty hot and pretty fast, but it can get too hot. Just like those right there. You don't want them to get too hot either. You don't want those squashes here getting too hot. Mama, you got a situation.
Double spatula though. Wasn't hot enough.
Flip.
I'll let you take care of that chicken. We may just have to dump these little pieces in one time.
Dump them what?
And I'm not supposed to find it. I didn't fix some mashed potatoes.
You better fix some mashed potatoes. Unless you're just going to eat the potatoes on your beans.
I really have to see that.
Huh?
I really have to cook them.
I sure to say, Mama. We have potatoes and potatoes here at this house. We'll have potatoes on our beans, mashed potatoes too. Won't we?
Yeah, overdose.
Double carbs. You want to make sure you're turning and rotating, turn, rotate, whatever you need to do. These little pieces, I'm just going to push them off in there. Let them be doing their thing. On that side, I don't know, these sides are done. That's the yellow squash. Coming around the bend. Come on now. These are ready to come up. I got them. These are done. Ready for the fun. Let's let you cook a minute. Gonna add a little bit more oil in here to let these be hot and ready to roll. Remember, these are just little young tender squash, so they don't have to like cook. They're just softening up and heating up. That's our goal. Soften them and heat them. Let's check our chicken temperature-wise. 200. 200. How hot's chicken gotta get, Mama?
185 for these. Old
185 old school.
Used to 165.
165, the new people say. Well, not us. We say 185. stay alive at 185. I'm going to use paper plates today, folks, because we may not even have electricity to wash dishes with. Y'all hear that? Woo! It's a rattling the rafters. We got a good one going. Those are 200. 200. Thank you, Lord, that we've been able to keep enough electric to cook. We'd have had to went out to the gas stove. All right, folks, those are browning up. These are done. Time to take them up. Did you ever wonder how your grandmama and your mama planned everything out to have everything done at the same time? Well, let me just tell you, it wasn't easy on them, and it wasn't something you could take lightly, because it is hard to get a meal pulled together with several different dishes and everything come out done and hot and ready at the same time. It's harder than you may think if you've never done it. So you think, oh, they just pulled that together. Folks, you all know how hard it can be. Planning the meat and the bread and the sides and everything to come out to have good hot supper at one time. Yep, these are ready to turn. These are those last little ones I put in. Last little bits and bites. Every one of them has to be turned individually, because they won't play right together. You're gonna have to get out of my kitchen, ain't that right, Mama?
No.
Is that what you wanted to say?
No, I forgot to say that.
Would you have said that if company wasn't here?
No, I would say move over.
Move over. Reason I stay over there on my zone. Ain't it, Mama?
Yeah.
She says, no, don't get up. I don't want you over here. All right, folks, I'm going to let these brown. Just like that. I'm going to tempt this chicken right here. $95, $1.95, $200. Oh, that's hot. These are already up to 200. Guess what? They done. Up they come. These are Yukon Gold potatoes she's putting in here that she grew right here in downtown Oswego. Ain't the mama?
Yeah.
Maggie is over here.
I found how they turned out.
Maggie is over here now. She's like, she was hiding out under the piano. Now she's hiding out under our feet.
Yeah, watch where you steal.
That's her favorite thing. Let's take this little. Ooh, that's southern. That's southern fried chicken. Mama, leave that squash over there. You got your potatoes now. Okay.
You need an onion.
I need an onion.
Down green beans.
Oh yeah, Mama. You talking the right talk now. Alright, let's get back over here to our appointed station where Mama tells us to stay. Get out of my way, she says. Alright, y'all, hold on. I'm getting an onion. Getting us an onion. Oh, there's green onions in here, but I think I want just.
I just want a potato.
You just want a potato. She's going to eat a potato. It's early in the day, so Mama's able to eat a little potato. I want you to see these beautiful taters Mama's working on. And this is so unusual for Mama to do this. I want to get it on film.
I don't never use the cutting board.
Never. Never, Mama.
But these are so fresh and hard. I just couldn't.
And they're beautiful. Beautiful right out of your garden. My mother and I were in the kitchen together after she passed. Father help me. Maggie needs you to drop some. Well, Maggie would eat anything that we dropped. But we don't.
She loves the green beans.
And we give her green beans. Now, the vet said I could give her green beans, so I do. Mama Lefchins. Look at that. She's like, I'm gone. Folks, I know today's been just as scattered as sand, but we're trying to pull it all together here. This is what happens when you cook a whole meal from start to finish.
I didn't have nothing done except
No, we didn't have nothing done today.
all the green beans I did cook down this morning.
We didn't have nothing going today. So this is the reason sometimes y'all come on here and I say, Mama's already done, and I'll tell you what else she's already done. Because when we try to do a whole meal like this, it gets a little scattered and we get a little, trying to get everything pulled together. You're rough, Aunt Mama.
Yeah. It's a little rough at times.
Alright, so I'm going to peel this. I hate this old onion
Nobody
pepper.
left the drawer.
You remember the other day when she left every cabinet and every drawer open? It was fine that day, but today I leave a drawer open. Judgment has set in.
Bless his heart.
I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to cut that sprout in off. And that's because this thing is a little old. Not too old to use. Nothing wrong with it. It started to sprout. It's been in the refrigerator. It's still delicious. It's still usable. Don't let that little sprout worry. You cut him off and move right on. But when you're dealing with the onion, you got all that old paper. I don't know. I guess that preserves them. The good Lord knows what he's doing.
Skins, they is beneficial. They die with it.
I know they're good for you to use. I'm going to take this hot mess too, for goodness.
Goodness gracious.
I'm afraid they get caught up in the air and they blow everywhere and you got, see like that right there. Whew, it just ran. Now that little rooty, I'm going to take that off and we'll throw him out there in the garden. Whether he does a thing or not, I don't know.
My tomatoes sprouted that I showed them. I was going to show them the sprouts,
So we'll
but we
throw
took,
that root right in the
we
ground.
took too long today, so I'll have to show them another time.
Mama says we've wasted y'all's time. Mama gets nervous around 21 minutes. She starts saying, that's enough, let's go. We've been on here much longer than that today. We
We've
apologize.
been on here all day.
Knew that was coming. We don't try to waste your time, folks. And, you know, you can always watch the rerun and fast forward, whatever you need to do. But this is just a real meal coming together in real time. And we don't edit, we don't pause. A lot of people do, and that's good. I wish we could, you know, pause or edit lives, but man, I ain't figured it out. I don't know what your take-ins on that. Some of them put fancy words, and I just love it. And I think, you're so boring, John. You don't never put nothing like that. But we don't. Do we, Mama?
No, we're just us trying to be us.
We're just us. Now, you have to say, you ain't never seen no hot mess like this, have you? Oh, we're blessed. The Lord's blessed us. And we just, you know, we just have the health to be on here and have a good time. That's one thing I want to do is have a good time. And sometimes, you know, life is just coming along. And getting on here with you all just makes everything good. And we miss you when you're not here. Anything else to do? Oh, yeah, Cheryl, I'm glad. It's raining. Yes, I got nothing else to do. That's right, Cheryl. It's raining everywhere. No, we know you're just busy, but we appreciate you putting up with us and being here. We're about to wrap this hot mess up. It's about to come together. The chicken is here, and normally I don't put it on the paper plates, but I'm telling you, I am very surprised we still have electricity. I am very surprised that we are still operational. Mama's green beans have just come over. Look at that.
Ooh, it smells hot.
Look at them green beans and taters. Oh, here's that coleslaw. Here's that fried chicken. Let's get some napkins out here. Mama hand us some forks. That ain't okra. That's squash. But we'll let you get by with it, Mama.
We will.
Yeah, we won't say nothing to embarrass you from anything. Because you call squash okra.
I embarrass myself all the time.
This is the beautiful yellow squash. You've seen it from start to finish. You've seen how we... Oh, there's a piece jumped out to look at. Just look at that. It's good and brown. It'll be good and tasty. I'll put that on my plate. Since it's walked across the table and carried on. And Mama's potatoes are a-coming.
We may have to start without the potatoes because
You forgot them?
I forgot them.
I have never in my life, this is the first, never in my life known my mama to forget the mashed potatoes. I guess you peeled potatoes, or you didn't peel these, you cut potatoes
I
up.
put potatoes in them beans, I guess is what threw me out.
Mama, you want tea?
Yes, sir, I sure do. You want it now?
Huh?
One of your glasses to drink later out on the porch? Or
Yeah, that'll be fine. Because I'll be going on the porch as soon as the lightning quits. Do you want me to get you? Are you done do that now? I just asked her, did you want tea? As in, I'll get us some tea. And she, yeah, she grabbed it and goes. You can't tame the jackrabbit, folks.
You'll take that.
I will, Mama. And I'll pour it if you'll just hand us 2 cups of ice. And I'll,
I'll get it right.
she says, no, forget you. I've got this. Have y'all got a jackrabbit, Mama? She a jackrabbit. She always bounces to it. She's always been that way, folks. This is nothing new. I've known her for years now.
Several years.
You get your money's worth of her, too. It ain't those half glasses.
I was taught if you worked and done something, you put 100% in it. If it was worth doing, it's worth doing.
Amen, Sister Tootsie.
Oh, I know there was something.
Cornbread.
The cornbread ain't been
Flipped.
flipped out yet.
Do you want me to do that?
No, I want you to move that plate, and I'm going to get my stuff out of here.
What she's trying to say and be nice because you're in my way. That's your napkin.
I know it, I think. I didn't want it to blow on the floor.
So what are you going to do? Flip cornbread?
Yeah.
Oh.
Better get a plate, shouldn't I?
Well, that's what I was going to do.
Can't flip without a plate. Nope.
Yes, ma'am. Did you see? I got the wrong one. Well, that's getting in trouble. Let's see this flip. Here we come. Now, you better watch out. Ooh.
Man, flip. Yeah, it did.
Flip it did, Mama. Flip it did. All right, Mama. I'll can I do the rest of it?
Mm-hmm. You can cut it.
No, I was checking. I know. I get in trouble in a heartbeat here.
You need a little orange knife?
No. I'll get in trouble in a heartbeat here. Now, a lot of y'all pointed out I'm cutting on Mama's plate. I really don't cut the plate. I don't get that deep and I don't scratch. And this is a plate we use for cornbread a lot. But I do just kind of get it to its, you don't want to be sawing on it. Now she'll come unglued, won't she? She'll have it all come apart. See, you lift it up a little bit and you get underneath there. You don't want to have it come apart. Does your mom ever have it come apart? You don't want to be a part of that. Do y'all cut your bread or you break your bread?
That's your fault.
We cut half ours, And then we pretend like we just going to eat that little bit of piece. And then that way the other piece is good for tomorrow, tonight, or sometime. And we don't cut it and we leave it. Just like that right there. But sometimes it don't make it. It's for the whole occasion. Sometimes you have to cut another piece if you get really. But since we've cut back on eating so much bread, we don't want as much bread. Is that weird? You think you want more. But used to, we didn't have a meal without bread, biscuits, or cornbread. Some kind of bread is a rule. We've grown. We've grown in our trying to cut back a little bit. Not cut back like dieting, cut back, just try to cut back eating bread. I gotta raise y'all up. You can't see a thing down there. Okay, it's too far down. I got out there a while ago, my head got wet. Because I was trying to get Maggie to go to the bathroom. And it was raining and she didn't want to go out there by herself. So I had to go out there and now my hair is wet. I didn't touch it or nothing. It just the way it is. So if you're wondering, he looks like he's been running through a hedge backwards. It's because I halfway help you. That's just life, folks. We're not going to hold you any longer. I'm going to go ahead and fill up some plates because mashed potatoes are coming. Pepper's being put on them right now. Cream's been added and we're fixing to eat. So this is some delicious green beans and new potatoes. Look at that, folks. We're not going to hold you on here while we eat for two reasons. One reason, I want to eat it hot. Next reason, we've had you on here a month of Sundays already today. And we don't want to wear you out. That's never our goal. A little bit of that beautiful Cherokee tomato for Mama. A little bit for me. Now, since Mama requested onion today, she's going to want some. So a little bit of onion. I'm trying to get some thinner little slivers like she likes. I'll take the thick stuff. I don't care.
Here is the potatoes.
Boy, Mama, are those instant?
I cut them small and they're fresh. And they're those Yukon Goes.
I'll get a talking to.
But, you know I don't like instant.
I don't think I've ever seen an instant potato on our table.
I don't like instant potatoes. Well.
I like instant potatoes, all right. I like Mama's the best. But if you fed me an instant potato, I'd eat it. I wouldn't fuss.
You wouldn't?
No.
Well, beans and potatoes out of the garden.
Put us some mashed taters on there, Mama.
And a good friend gave us a squash and some cabbage. And
Those Yukon Golds look a little different, don't they?
they are yellow. So they're yellow inside.
Lord, I've calmed up my plate. Looks a mess. I'm just going to tuck this coleslaw underneath that squash so y'all can't see it. Wipe off that edge. You just got to do what you got to do in a case of emergency. But there it is, folks, just like downtown. Those are those Yukon Gold potatoes. Look how beautiful golden they are. There's that beautiful squash, the coleslaw, the green beans, the new taters. Oh!
You didn't give me no coleslaw.
No, I didn't know about your coleslaw situation, Mama. Sometimes you like a little, sometimes you
I want it with these beans.
Oh, we gotta have it, don't we? Let's bless it, and then we'll let you all go and we'll eat, and you all can go take a nap.
I feel ashamed to keep them on here.
I know, Mama.
I wish I had half of it done more.
I know. I'm gonna have to sneeze.
Uh-oh.
No, it tricked me.
Bless you anyway.
Thank you. I need it. Bless your heart, she said.
No, I said bless you.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for the bounty of the harvest of the gardens, dear Lord. And we just thank you for always being with us, watching over us, and leading, guiding, directing us. Be with each and every prayer request is out there, Lord, those spoken and unspoken. And always pray for hedge protection today during these storms and hedge protection around all the children out there, dear Lord. In your blessed name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Mama. I'm going to taste these green beans and potatoes since that was our whole reason for video on this today. And I'm going to tell you how good. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh.
We should have just had green beans and cornbread. We wouldn't have been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
These taste so much better than canned green beans or any other because these are just fresh. Mama, those are delicious.
I reckon they are.
And those potatoes are out of this world. You wouldn't even have chicken or any of the rest of this.
Like I said, we should just fix beans and potatoes and cornbread.
All right, folks. We kept you and we apologize. Thank you for putting up with us. We do. Huh?
I said, yes, we do. Thank you.
We do appreciate you, each and every one of you. And this is Southern Sunday Lunch. Say goodbye, Mama. You can't not catch it with a mouthful.
Good night or goodbye, Mama. God bless you.